I'm joined now by Patrick Perret-Green, head of Asian Foreign Exchange at Citigroup. Patrick, thank you very much indeed for joining us. First of all, there have been a series of incidents, skirmishes on the border. Can you try and put this in context for us? This is quite a serious incident, isn't it?
I think it's one of the most serious incidents we've seen in a very long time. If you consider it, most of these incidents tend to be military on military, border guards, ships at sea, etc. But this one, it's actually an attack on landmass. There's civilians involved as well. I think it's definitely it's qualitatively different. So without doubt, it's one of the worst things we've seen.
Now, of course, there is a succession procedure in place at the moment in North Korea. We know precious little about exactly what's going on there, but is there the feeling that this could be a part of a kind of assertion of power while that succession's going on?
It's quite possible, you know, with Kim Jong-il's son being made a general. It is also possible it's a sign of divisions within the regime, and you know it could even be one of those sort of Thomas a Becket situations where someone says something and then someone else goes and does it without direct instructions. I think the concern is that if you put it with the sinking of the Chonan earlier on this year, that the South Korean government got a lot of the electorate as a whole was very unhappy with their moderate response, and I think this is going to increase domestic political pressures for a much, much tougher line to be taken against North Korea.
Well, President Lee's already said that he'd like it to be contained. What should be done to prevent the situation from escalating and yet to send a sign to North Korea that it's unacceptable?
Well, I think there's one big boy involved in this who really can control the situation, and that's China. And they need to really firmly come down on top of the North Koreans, and there seems to be a reluctance to do that so far. I think from a markets perspective, the concern is that it really couldn't have come at a worse time. We've got everything going on in Europe. You've got concerns about Chinese interest rates, and market rates have soared in the past few weeks. And then you get this at a time when liquidity is thin and people are really hoping that things will just be quiet into the year end.
Indeed. OK, well, Patrick Perret-Green, thank you very much indeed for joining us with your thoughts on the Korean situation today.